we had a virtual graduation, so like they made a video beforehand, and then they live streamed it on the day of graduation.
I mean, honestly, like, of course, everyone would be upset about it being online, but I think that this is a relatively small misfortune compared to, the things that other people are going through. And so I'm, mildly disappointed, but overall, not that much affected.
We actually did our graduation ceremony in a drive-in theater, so it was pretty unique. It was actually the first time I've ever been to a drive-in theater.
And they had 2 dates. It was June 24th and June 26th. And so they split it in 2 days. I think it was like from 9 to 3. So I think like 20 students each hour. And we did get to walk the stage, and our family, we were able to like bring 10 people. They saw us walk the stage, and then there were a bunch of photo booths.
I think obviously it felt a little surreal. A lot of us have been imagining walking graduation for quite a while, and I think a lot of us still don't finally, it hasn't sunk in that we've graduated high school.
I don't know how it could have been done any better. Like, obviously it would have been nice to have it in person so we could see, those faces that we'll probably never get to see again, but that wasn't a possibility. So it was still nice to have it with friends, and then, with family, and then we got to see our friends in like the cars behind us. So that was kind of, it was probably the best that it could have been, to be honest.
In my district, what happened was that the classes weren't actually mandatory, like the online classes. So at the point where school stopped, or in-person school stopped, I actually had straight A's. And so technically for the rest of the semester, I didn't have to do any work, and I would still get A's, or I would still maintain my current grade.
But it was hard not being able to interact with teachers, because I feel like our school has a lot of really good teachers that care about you and are sympathetic for you, and yeah.
I think there's definitely the lack of motivation, and like the students having to listen, and seeing like your faces and stuff like that. Like a lot of students, they rather just like have their camera off and the teacher's just talking, and there's that kind of lack of connection and participation, obviously. And that's like something I think was different. I actually took like a community college class, and it's like hard because you don't have to have your camera on, and you don't know, like the teacher doesn't know like if the student understands anything or like what they're doing, and like it's so easy for students just to go on their phone instead of actually listening.
I kind of just hope that there's like more clear communication, because that was kind of a big issue. But I hope that like things kind of run smoothly, like there's no technical difficulties.
I guess classes need to be, I think, as much as possible, accommodating to students, and I guess just overall a lot more aware of the circumstances. I know a lot of students are just struggling in their classes because it's in a digital setting, and I've at least heard about I know of several classes that aren't really adjusting well to that and adapting.
We could see kind of all our classmates there, and we could obviously have our little discussion groups and things like that. So we will be able to study together or work on projects together. It just won't be in person, which kind of takes some enjoyment out of it probably. But I think, I don't know, we'll have to see after this semester.
The recent announcement about every class being online, at least for the beginning, I canceled my contract and I'm staying home.
Yeah, so I personally am not going to be on campus for this semester, but I did fill out the housing addendum, so I would be considered for housing back in June. So I think living at home for the past few months, I think everyone being home, it's definitely kind of a stressful environment, and it's not exactly conducive to learning personally. So I did want to do as much as I could to be closer to campus and not at home. But I think at the end of the day, like, considering the risks, considering the pandemic, considering the financial costs, it just doesn't make sense to go off campus, find an apartment, or live in the dorms where they're singles. Personally, for me, I could bear living at home for an extra semester because I do get another 3.5 years at Cal. So yeah.